Most people think horror is about fear. But what if the real terror isn't the monster, but heartbreak, grief, and despair? Today, we're diving into 10 horror films that will haunt you emotionally. Martyrs is brutal, no doubt, but behind the violence is a story of unimaginable trauma. Lucy and Anna uncover an organization that tortures children to create martyrs. Glimpses into the afterlife. It's terrifying, yes, but what lingers is heartbreak. The psychological suffering, despair, and loneliness of these characters will stay with you long after the final frame. Carrie isn't just a story about telekinesis. It's a tragedy about a bully teen isolated by her cruel peers and controlling mother. The blood soaked prom scene is iconic, but the truly haunting part carries emotional pain. Her despair, isolation, and rage transform a horror film into a heartbreaking portrait of a teenage trauma. Possum isn't about jump scares. It's a slow burn psychological horror, following a disgraced puppeteer returning to confront childhood trauma. The real horror is the weight of a fractured mind, examined with unnerving intimacy. Trauma drives this story, leaving a lingering, unsettling sadness. Not your typical vampire story. Let the Right One In is a coming of age tale shrouded in melancholy. Oscar is a bullied boy, forms a friendship with a mysterious neighbor. The real horror, loneliness, and longing for connection, set against a bleak, wintry world that feels both magical and heartbreakingly sad. David Cronenberg's The Fly isn't just body horror, it's a tragedy. Seth Brundle's transformation is horrifying, yes, but also heartbreaking. We watch a brilliant mind deteriorate. Is humanity slipping away? The sadness lands harder than any monster ever could. Jacob's Ladder follows a Vietnam vet unraveling mentally while confronting his past and grief. The true horror lies in PTSD and loss, not ghosts. The film's surrealism mirrors emotional trauma, showing that sometimes the scariest things are inside our own mind. Based on grief and loss, Don't Look Now is about a couple's mourning their dead daughter. Venice becomes a maze of sorrow. Through deteriorating edits and haunting visuals, the film shows how trauma lodges itself in your mind. The real horror is unrelenting grief. This pseudo documentary follows a family coping with their daughter's death. Chills aside, it's the overwhelming sadness and loneliness that stays with you. Lake Mungo isn't about ghosts, it's about the impossible work of moving on. The Babadook is more than a monster, it's emotional embodiment of grief. A mother fights internal darkness, trying to protect her child while confronting our own trauma. The horror grows from denial and unresolved emotions, making the sadness tangible. Midsommar blends folk horror with heartbreak. Amid sunlit rituals, grief and emotional manipulation unfold. Ari Aster's masterpiece is unsettling, but its terror is emotional. Isolation, gaslighting, and loss take center stage, wrapped in stunning visuals that are almost too beautiful to be horrifying. Horror doesn't always have to come from monsters or blood. Sometimes the true fear is loss, grief, and heartbreak. These films remind us that sadness can be far scarier than fear itself. Which one of these hit you the hardest?